Welcome, my name is Mickey, and today I have the privilege of leading our team and presenting our full stack group project, Event Master. Our team consists of Earljan, Garrett, and myself. Event Master is a comprehensive full stack web application designed to provide users with a seamless experience in discovering events and venues. Users can search for events based on keyword or location and are provided with external links for ticket purchases or venue information. Additionally, users can create an account, allowing them to save favorite events or even create their own. The application was outlined in Mural and designed using Figma, then developed using Django and React, with Git and GitHub for version control. Those frameworks are utilized to ensure a dynamic and intuitive user experience. Earljan will now walk us through the user authentication portion.
Hello everyone, my name is Earljan, and today I will be talking about the user authentication for our application. But first, I will demonstrate creating an account as well as logging in. With this, it allows the user to verify that that's the password that they want. And then after that, we will register and it will straight navigate us to our login page. From our login page, we will input the username that we registered for. Now that we're logged in, I will then talk about the token authentication that we are using. For our token authentication, we are using JWT token, also known for JSON Web Token. JWT token is a secure way of transmitting information between the server and the client. Basically, how it works is when the user submits a post request with their username and the password, the server will then create a JWT token and send it to the browser. And then the browser will then store it at a local storage or a cookie. Now, once the user wants to access any information or submit an information to the server will then check the token, because one of the advantages of JWT token is stateless, meaning that the token already contains the information of the user, such as the username and the password. So when the server checks the token and it already contains the username and the password, it will then respond accordingly compared to the other token authentication. For the model of creating our user, we are using the Django user model. This model already contains the fields necessary to create users, such as the first name, the last name, the username, password, and many more. Now back to our site. If we take a look at our application as well as the local storage, this is where you can see the token, the access token, as well as the refresh token that we stored to the local storage. Now that concludes the user authentication. I will pass it back to Mickey.
Hello again, and welcome to our front page where you have events near you, which is pulled up based on your zip code from your profile, or if you don't have a profile set up, it will pull automatically from the Chicago area. Under that, we have a row of sports events and music events. For any of these, you can scroll through and take a look at the additional information. And if you'd like to see more about a certain event, you can just click See More, which will pull up an informational page. If you've got your account set up, you can click to add to events, or you can remove that event from your saved events. Back on the main home page, you have the option to search either events or venues. If you search events, it will bring up a separate page of event results based on the keyword that you entered in. And if you search venues, it will do the same. For the venues, the only difference is there is no See More button because the buy tickets button takes you to their page, which is where you can get all the information that you need if you are planning on setting up an event of your own. At the bottom, we have a footer where Garrett has entered in links to our GitHubs and our information. Up at the top, we have a drop down with My Events, Profile, and Logout. And on that note, Garrett will be walking us through the user profile setup and how to create an event.
Hello, I'm Garrett Gilbert with Event Master, and today I'll be going over the user profile page along with creating an event. So over here at our nav bar, you can see your username displayed on the top right. If you click it and click profile, it'll bring you here to your profile page. First thing you'll see is your first and last name, your username, your email, zip code, bio, and interests. If you want to change any of this, you can click the update profile button and fill out the fields below. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate. So once you finish filling the fields out, click update, and the screen will refresh with new updated information. And if you scroll down to your events, you can see your upcoming events you joined. These are public events gathered from the Ticketmaster API. These are the events displayed on the home, sports, or music pages. So from your profile screen, you can interact with them by removing the event or clicking see more to go to the specific events page. So we can click see more. You can see the information on the event. We can click buy ticket. That'll redirect us to Ticketmaster to purchase tickets for the event. Or you can also remove the event and it will refresh your upcoming events you've joined. So if you scroll down a bit more, you can see events you're hosting. And these are user created events. So I will go ahead and show you how to create an event. So you scroll up to this create event button and you'll fill out all these fields below. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate it. Alright, so now that I have all the fields filled out, I click create event. If you scroll down, you can see that the Chargers watch party has been added to our events we're hosting. And if we decided not to host the event anymore, we can click delete event, and that will remove the event from events you're hosting. And that's all from the user profile page and creating an event, and I'll be passing it over to Earljan for development hurdles. Thank you.
Thank you, Garrett. Now, let's talk about the development hurdles or challenges that we encountered as a group while building this application. First is the API. In the beginning, we wanted to create a meetup.com clone. Unfortunately, when we found out that the Meetup API requires us to pay in order for us to use the API, we wanted to look for a different option until we found the Ticketmaster, and then we used that instead. The second hurdle that we encountered was team schedules. This includes different time zones and hours of productivity. Each of us are in different time zones. One is in PST, the other is in CST, and I'm in EST. And the other one is also the hours of productivity because some of us are more productive during morning and some are more productive in the afternoon. And in order for us to overcome this hurdle, we communicate through our Slack group by the changes that we made or the codes that we implemented so that all of us are tracking with the new code, and so that when we go through our code, we make sure that we make a pull request so that all the changes that was implemented, we go off of that, and then we'll add our implementations next. The third feature that we encountered was the feature plan. When we initially wanted to create the meetup.com clone, we built all these features that we wanted to create, but when we started not using the Meetup API and used the Ticketmaster instead, we had to plan for different features because both APIs has different informations. The last hurdle that we encountered was different ideas. All three of us have different ideas, so there's gonna be clashing of ideas on how things are implemented or how things should be designed. So in order for us to overcome this challenge, we utilized our stand-ups and stand-downs to talk about our ideas, and then we'll talk it out, and if the other person does not agree, we'll come to a common ground on how things should be implemented. But if the other person does not, or if we don't come to a common ground, we take a vote, and if there's two people voted to one idea, then we go to that idea. Otherwise, we go to the other idea. Now that concludes the development hurdles and the challenges that we encountered as a group. I will pass it back to Garrett, and he will talk about the feature plans of our application.
Hello, I'm back to go over EventMaster's future implementations. We have lots of ideas in the making right now for our application, but here are the primary implementations we plan on adding. We will be implementing Google Calendar to keep track of your events and to export them to your calendar. We'll be adding interactive Google Maps to see events going on near you on the map. Created events will be searchable for other users to join and bookmark. We will also be implementing adding images for your profile picture and event flyers. We'll also be adding a big list of interests for users to choose from, which will help for showing users events near them that they would most likely be interested in. And lastly, we plan on using AWS to deploy our project. That's all from us over at EventMaster, and we greatly appreciate you for your time, and we hope you have a great day. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Event Master. We have a question here from in-house. Did you consider making it so users can add their interest and your app would give them personalized events?
We absolutely did. That's on the list of features that we want to get integrated into the app. Just having suggested events is a great feature. We just had a hard time having the bandwidth with our team size to be able to put in all the features that we wanted to.
Speaking about team size and team management, along with how you guys were divided in so many different time zones and your different times of productivity, as we all know, life does come across the way, and I believe the majority of your team was also still active duty while participating in this project. Was there any special lessons that you took out of team management from this experience? And if so, could you talk about them?
I think organization of our goals and making sure we were on the same page was probably the biggest thing we did. We took having our stand up and stand down meeting every day pretty seriously and made sure we were all on the same page with what tasks needed to happen and who was working on what areas of the project, so we didn't have any issues with GitHub with merge conflicts.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you so much.